Welcome to Life Unscripted, Adulting Uncovered, the podcast for anyone out here doing their best to grow, heal, and not totally lose it in the process. I'm your host, Brennan, and if you ever felt like the only adult still figuring it out, don't worry, you're not alone. This is the place for you. Let's stop pretending and start talking. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Life Unscripted, Adulting Uncovered. I am Brennan, and yes, I am still the host on this beautiful, messy, and sometimes confusing journey of feelings and self-actualization that we're on. But our goal here is always to heal, grow, and live a life with real purpose. And the other day, something hit me. And I know I start all these episodes by saying the other day something hit me or I was thinking, but it's true. These things hit me and I have these moments of inspiration and I create a podcast out of them and I love it. But anyways, back to the point here. You know, it has been my experience that when I meet a woman and that there's a spark, that immediate chemistry, my brain goes, oh my God, something amazing is about to happen. And sometimes it does. But other times, it's not love. It's not alignment. It's something way more smooth and way more sneakier. It's familiarity. It's my nervous system recognizing an old pattern and calling it passion. It's that rush that feels like fate, but really, it's my body saying, hey, I know this feeling. We've been here before. And what's wild is, I mistake that familiarity for connection, when really, it's just emotional deja vu. See, if you've ever meet someone and it feels like your souls already know each other, you get that spark and your body lights up and you feel like, oh man, finally, this person just gets me. It's chemistry, but connection is what's left when the spark fades. It's what you feel when the butterflies calm down, when the high wears off, and when you're not chasing the next text or wondering if they'll call or worried if they're going to ask you out. And that's what I want to unpack today. Why so many of us, myself included, keep confusing chemistry for connection. See, we tend to think chemistry means it's something real. It feels magnetic, your body lights up, your mind starts racing, and before you know it, you're on an emotional high. What's actually happening is your body is releasing a rush of chemicals, dopamine, norepinephrine, oxytocin, all this stuff that makes you feel like this person is your missing link. They're the missing piece to your heart. And your heart races and you're checking your phone constantly and every conversation feels electric and the dates are fun and everything they say is cute and funny. It's exciting and it's intoxicating. But if we slow it down and we ask ourselves something really simple, and that is, what do I actually know about this person? Sometimes the answer is not much, because we are in the initial phases of getting to know someone. And I am already deciding that I like this person when I know very little about them. I know nothing about any important stuff. And anything that will sustain us long term, I have not gotten that information yet. I don't know how they show up for conflict. I don't know how they lean in when things get tough. I don't know how resilient they are. I don't know anything that's going to help me understand them and be a better partner or better lover. That's because what we're feeling isn't always connection. It's chemistry. And chemistry can become addictive. That same neurochemistry that shows up in some thrill-seeking or risk or some even in addiction is the same chemical cocktail that hits you when you meet someone who triggers that spark. So when your brain lights up and says, this must be fate, it's not fate, it's conditioning. It's your nervous system recognizing something familiar and calling it love. It's saying, hey, this feels like home, but quote unquote home feeling that you're getting, it's your nervous system recognizing something familiar and calling it love. It's saying, hey, this feels like home, but quote unquote home doesn't always mean safety. Sometimes it means familiarity with chaos. And if you grew up in an environment where love was unpredictable, maybe where attention came and went or affection felt conditional, that unpredictability wired itself into your idea of what love and passion feels like. And now I'm approaching on attachment style theory, and that's really not what this is about, so I digress. But when you meet someone who gives you that same emotional roller coaster, your body thinks, there it is, love. But it's not love. It's your nervous system chasing the same pattern it's always known. So here's the thing. Real connection, it feels different. It doesn't light you up the same way chemistry does. It doesn't send your body into overdrive. Real connection activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part that tells your body you're safe. See, when you're connecting with someone, you can feel that connection and it feels safe. You can breathe around that person. You can be quiet and not worry that silence means something's wrong. You don't have to earn their attention or overthink every text. It's calm. And if you're used to chaos, that calm can feel uncomfortable, even kind of boring, because your brain's reward system has been trained on adrenaline. So when peace shows up, it feels flat compared to the high you get from unpredictability. But that calm, that's your nervous system finally exhaling. It's finally going, this is what safety feels like. And honestly, I'm still learning this. There were times in my life where I had someone who gave me that quiet kind of love, no drama, no guessing, a lot of transparency, and I mistook it for lack of chemistry. I thought, oh man, there is no spark here. So I let it go. And I ran back into the relationships that were all about passion and chaos because that's what my body recognized as love. It felt familiar, it felt exciting, and it was like a rocket ship taking off. And every time it ended the same way, big highs, big crashes, and a lot of confusion. And that's why you hear people say, oh my God, I don't know why I keep attracting the same type of person. But now I realize I wasn't attracting them. I was reacting to them. I mean, yes, I was attracted to them, but I was reacting to them and how I felt around them. I was reacting to that old familiar intensity that my nervous system confused for connection. See, real connection doesn't chase. It doesn't test you. It doesn't make you prove your worth to earn peace. It meets you there, steady, grounded, and real. So the real work, at least for me, has been learning to retrain what love feels like. To teach my body that peace isn't disinterest and that stillness isn't a lack of spark. That consistency isn't boring, it's actually safe. And look, we're not trying to avoid chemistry. Chemistry is beautiful. It's fun. It's what gets your attention. But connection, real connection, is what keeps it. And I am not saying that when you meet someone, you should not feel excited, connection, and chemistry. You should 100% feel those things. But I'm making the distinction here between the two. Chemistry wakes up your nervous system. Connection regulates it. One is about activation and the other is about safety. And if you lived your whole life running on adrenaline, safety feels foreign until you learn to trust it. So maybe the question isn't, why do I keep attracting the wrong people? Maybe the question is, what part of me still mistakes excitement for alignment? Because once you start healing, you will realize not everything that feels like a spark deserves to become a fire. And I want you to hear that, because once you start healing, you'll realize not everything that feels like a spark deserves to become a fire. Some things are just lessons. They are reminders that you're still learning how to choose calm over chaos and substance over spark. And it has taken me a long time to get to that place, to understand that just because I am attracted to that person and things have chemistry, it doesn't mean that I'm meant to be with that person. And if you're in that space right now, learning to slow down and to breathe and to not chase the high, that's growth. And it's the kind of growth that no one knows about. It's quiet, it's internal, and it's powerful, and you should relish in that. See, you're not becoming harder to love, you're becoming harder to fool. And that's something to be proud of. So guys, I will end there today. I'm Brennan, and this is Life Unscripted, Adulting Uncovered. Remember, love is not supposed to test your peace. It's supposed to protect it. So keep choosing calm, even when chaos feels familiar. And remember, life is so much better when we stop pretending and we start talking. I will catch you on the next one. Take care.